and I would have to uproot her. And that's what I keep coming up against. I'm like, how do I uproot the dominant girl in our neighborhood so that I could become the go-to real estate?
So let's talk about what makes her dominant.
I will answer that. It's consistency over time. There were major dominant realtors in Gulf Harbors when I started, and it's consistency over time and always come from service. What you want to do is, if there's a community service project, there's anything going on, you show up, you be there, you carry the flag, you keep giving back to that community, and you're not going to dominate it tomorrow. That doesn't work that way. Although with social media and the changes, you know, it could go with a year. Maybe.
I was going to say, in 1 year, any one of you can dominate any neighborhood if you choose.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It just starts with one. Starts with one. And one suggestion that I'll make also, if your neighborhood has a newsletter or anything, right now I guess it's social media and Facebook, but be the one that writes the articles about, be the local expert. If no one else is doing it, jump on it. I mean, I've been writing an article in our little newsletter. I think 18 years I've written that article, but I was there first. And I still, no one's ever, you know, been able to take it away from me because I it's time over task, I guess.
Well, and here, and not that anyone's going to do this to Jude, but just to say, okay, let's just say I came into Gulf Harbors and I wanted to knock Judi off her pedestal. Be hard to do because she's actually grassroots. Okay. Now, if Judi wasn't doing anything social or for a cause in our neighborhood, I could knock her right off her pedestal by just out marketing her.
Right.
People do that every day. I mean, absolutely, I'm a target, and why I should be. I mean, I guess, you know, it's
It's a compliment, right?
I targeted Joanne Milano and you know, Ron Pountney and but in a friendly way, always cooperative, always friendly, always community service, always giving back, and just being, you know, a local resource. And it's not to be intimidated about. Believe me, I'm intimidated by all of you. Intimidate me.
Well, no, but we've had a lot of 1% listers come in and all kinds of things, especially in our neighborhood, because we have so many out of state by owners. You know, it's an easy neighborhood to lose your traction if you don't stick with it. But here's the thing. Judi nailed it because she's got like staying power because she's into the community. That is something unique because not always is a neighborhood of 50 houses have anything going like that, right? So that's something to think about. If you were to really pick a target, is there life there? But if there isn't, let's just say Barb, me, and Judi are all really into this little neighborhood in Trinity that doesn't really do anything socially. No one really hangs out. There's no community center to bring people together. There's no cleaning up the canals this weekend, you know, to get involved in. But we're going to go after it. There's a couple different strategies just worth mentioning. Number one is set yourself up on a listing alert for that neighborhood and know of every house that hits the market and always go preview it ASAP and put your card and let people know you were there. And market to that neighborhood over and over and over and over again through either postcard or postcard plus social media. And every time there's anything that lists or sells, share that. And what I would do is a monthly, what listed, what sold, and the statistics of the market. Now, the easiest way to do that, you guys, that used to take hours. Okay. So, and I know some of you have done that. If you were going to go to a particular neighborhood and say, okay, I'm going to pull everything that got listed, everything got sold. I'm going to calculate days on market. I'm going to calculate dollar per square foot. How many hours do you think that could take you to pull for a neighborhood that you guys are targeting? It'd take a while. You'd have to pull all that data. So here's what I want to show you. Under social posts, if you had a particular neighborhood tagged, let's just add, you're going to do a social post because you don't want to spend money on mailers. That's okay, as long as you have them in the database and tagged as a neighborhood. You can go under here And in the designs, go under listing and neighborhood snaps. And I've shown you this before, so I'll show it again. Let's just say you want it to be a door hanger or a flyer. Let's just say it's a flyer. And you wanted to use this one, and you were going to door knock and hand deliver this, or you were going to mail this, or you're going to have this at the open house or whatever. And you wanted this to be for your neighborhood right here, all these statistics that you'd have to go calculate. You can go under KWLS and actually go under snapshots and write the neighborhood that you're talking about, hit search, and all the neighborhoods that are similar to that will appear. Here's Gulf Harbors. It's going to take a second because it's literally going to the MLS and public record and pulling all the data and calculating it for you right now. And in about a minute, bam, there it is. So here's this picture on this flyer. Here's the real data. All I have to do is hit that recycle button. And now the Gulf Harbors information just popped in. I just saved hours, didn't I? And, you know, I might change a few things on this, but once it's done, I hit print or post or whatever, and it's done. So can you see, if you decided to choose where you were targeting, you could have a ripple effect and get domination in that market by perceiving to be the dominant salesperson. Now, I would also add on that I would try to do as many open houses as possible in that targeted area. And I'd go as far as asking agents from other brokerages if they wouldn't mind if I did their open house if they weren't up for it. Seriously. I'd even go as far as planning a quarterly cool real estate event in that neighborhood in collaboration with the other realtors, and I'd lead it. Like a poker run between our 3 open houses, or a progressive open house, and I ended with dessert, and maybe Judi had snacks and Barb had snacks, but I kicked butt with a better dessert. So you do have to be competitive in all this. But do you see there's lots of ways to do it? And yet you guys have national attention if you get market share in a particular neighborhood to be the referral source nationally right now. And that technology has never existed in any real estate world, on any platform, in any way. And so for you guys, the flip side of that is, are you connecting to the rest of your database that's not local to let them know that if they're thinking real estate in 2021, to stop and talk to you first, so you can make sure you're getting a local expert, not just someone out marketing everybody else. So there's 2 lessons in this message today. Yours, get your unfair share by being hyper-focused and a local expert, right? And you could do this all through marketing, but if you want to keep it, it's kind of like, it just makes me think of this book again, and you guys are going to want to beat me over the head with this darn book, aren't you? But it's kind of this, because Judi, you know, there's 1,800 plus houses in their neighborhood, right? So Judi's got 1,800 plus followers, but how does she keep them? By the community stuff. Once she got market share, she kept it by relationship and engagement. And she is the poster child in our neighborhood of getting involved with every club, with every good cause, with everything going on. And now no one even bothers marketing against her.
And Judi, when you do your newsletter, do you hard copy print that, or is it something you send out?
It's delivered for her by the neighborhood. I get one on my end of my driveway every month. Pretty slick. And you know, here, Barb, think of it this way: if you don't have a neighborhood newsletter, why don't you put together a cause to get to know your neighbors and support small business, and do something, a flyer out saying, I want to help our neighbors. Anyone that has a small business, please reach out to me because I'd like to bring you business, and gather a little group of 5 or 6 people that maybe want to help you pay for the postage on the mailer of the market snapshot that's going on, and put little, you know, visuals of their business and create one. Because that's what people are craving right now, aren't they? Community, belongingness, connectedness, helping each other. Kumbaya. People are wanting kumbaya.
You could do like a monthly vendor showcase if it's community where, you know, you have a vendor that's in and out there all the time and people are happy with it. Showcase that in the newsletter one.
Yeah. So, so Donna's husband sells cars, reminding that Bill is now at the Hyundai dealership and to stop by, right? You know, somebody's wife does, you know, Halloween decorations and Christmas decorating at their house. You know, it doesn't even have to be a real business. It's about helping each other, right? So think about this. There's so many ways to do it, but here's what I'm thinking more than anything. I wish you all would really focus on your community. And you can build it overnight. We know that. More than I'm reading this book, I'm like, good Lord, I should have read this something like this a long time ago. I did this the painful way. But you know, because the fun part is keeping them. The fun part is keeping them. The fun part is the relationships. The fun part is it coming at you and receiving business because of who you are. Right? Feel good. So think about all this, because you guys now have a technology where if you are really hyper-focused in a particular area, all of America of Keller Williams, which is nearly 200,000 other realtors, the largest real estate organization in the world, we're larger than Coldwell Banker plus Berkshire Hathaway plus Century 21. Think of that. We're bigger than all of Realty Connected. And if I go to a particular neighborhood in Safety Harbor, Carol Conalog is the one. Amy Knightley is the one. Jodi Avery is the one. I just showed that to you. You can go into 3 different neighborhoods. And if you're an agent out in California and your friend needs a great agent in Safety Harbor, guess who's getting that referral? One of those 3 ladies. Think of it. And, you know, community can be other than just geographic farm, but I just know that with that tech and that really being dialed in, the number of referrals that we're seeing has gone through the roof. At Keller Williams, they're up about 400% in referrals received. And we never really took referral income that seriously because we didn't get that much. You guys didn't get that much referral income. It was like an accident or like a surprise or a blessing. Now we're seeing it as a line item that's exponentiating because so many of you are giving more referrals, because in the past, you guys maybe dismissed your database that wasn't in the area. Because, you know, like, what's the chance you're really going to be able to give a really great agent that you're going to feel good about? It's like almost like you were afraid to do it because what if they're not good? You know, because you didn't really know. Like, have they sold a house this year? You know, like, you don't know. Well, now it's transparent. So for those of you that should be receiving those referrals, your chance and your at-bats is going to go through the roof. So be aware of that. But I'd add this into your business plan of, okay, it's one thing to really connect with my database and my current relationships. But, you know, Esther, you guys in New York, how many people do you know in New York that probably are like sick of New York right now? Right?
Everyone.
Everyone. Yeah. But, you know, for you, I almost want to do a special coaching session about what are we going to do about that, right?
I know.
Like, you must need like a communication plan for that group. So we are going to be talking about communication plan tomorrow. I want to talk to you guys about really what is your plan in communication with the different sectors of your database, because it's one thing with the people you know local, but don't abandon all the people that you know elsewhere, because you really have a way better opportunity to help them. And let's just be honest, if I look at my database, you know, Kevin helped me connect my phone and Facebook and all these things. And now I have like thousands of people in my database, and only about 1/8 of them are local. Not even, probably 1/10 are local. Well, I was abandoning the other 9/10.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Why are we? Well, it's because we didn't think we could help them, but can you help them now? Yep.
Yes.
Maybe the lady from Jeff's team should come on, because I would love to hear what she has to say.
You know, I'll see if there's any way I can sneak Amanda on tomorrow. If not, I'll ask her to be one of my upcoming so we get her. And it's like, I'm so proud of her, but all she did was just collect people more diligently than most all of us are, put them in her database, and then market it to them passively.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing more complicated than that. Seriously. So, you know, think about it. Let's just say you're all realtors from all different parts of the earth that I met on trainings. all I'd have to do, if you really think about it, is put you on a monthly neighborhood nurture for maybe the 4 hottest markets that are like namesake, like Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, and maybe one other. And to you, I'm that girl. I'm the girl that covers all those areas, right? It could just be that simple. So when you think of your database, it's just like untapped opportunity. So today, I just wanted to share a little tech on how you can see all of that. So if you did have a referral to give, just go to the referral tabs, hit the map, zoom into where you need to be, or type in an address, and you're going to see the agents that are actually selling real estate in that neighborhood. And you'll be able to pick who you want based off of, you know, having a conversation with them, but you'll be able to sift through thousands of agents to get to 2 or 3 people worth connecting your people to, so they can make a decision for themselves. And that's the other thing I'll note on that. Don't tell people who they're going to use. Give them 3 choices of great agents and refer all that one person to all 3 and let them win the deal, because most people still want to choose. And if you have a husband and wife, they have different preferences. They want to interview their realtor. Give them the best to interview, so that they don't necessarily wander off with some agent that doesn't even sell in their area, or just out markets, right? Okay, so think of your hood and think of what you're leaving behind in opportunity with referrals, because a lot of you, it's funny, when I talk to you about your database, you're like, oh my God, there's so many people in here, I just want to delete. I'm like, don't delete them. You have their data, but treat them right. Don't delete them. Don't delete. I mean, delete 1-800-PRO-FLOWERS and some of those other things that sift in, because I've liked that like 10 times. But don't delete a person that was good enough at some point to add to your phone, or became a friend on Facebook, or liked you on LinkedIn, or wherever you're pulling your data from. Because you have their data, you might as well market to them. But if we really put a strong communication plan on it, and we don't ignore your referral opportunity, just think what it could become. So let me reach out, and I'll see if I can get Amanda to be available for tomorrow even. If not, we'll get her on quickly to hit this topic a little heavier. And Jude, I'll give you a call in a minute. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Think about where you're going to dominate the market, and let's rock it. Have a great rest of your day.
Jessica. Have a good day.
See ya.